You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Welcome in, everybody, to sunny southern Florida here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Gonna take the ECR NextGen League to the 7th floor, crew 201, after last week's amazing finish that saw the top three finishers finish within 3 thousandths of a second. Sam Boutwell was able to bring home the victory. We'll see what tonight brings, as these guys are just getting ready to qualify. We have Adam Boughton up there on the pole. But right now, let me introduce my broadcast partner here. He hasn't been here the last week, but he's set to join me for the rest of the season, Mr. Shane Lake. Shane, man, how's it going?
Man, it feels good to be here. It's a Saturday night, and Saturday night's all right for racing. Last week, unfortunately, being under the weather, I was unable to attend last week's performances. But tonight, I'm here to enjoy 201 miles, ladies and gentlemen. It's 134 laps. Mind you, that's the truck distance around here in the actual Craftsman Truck Series. But sim people going 134 laps, I got a feeling we're going to be in for a fun one tonight.
Yeah, we definitely are. We saw these guys put on a show at Daytona. Can't wait to see what they do once they get lined up here. We got about 2.5 minutes thereabouts left in the qualifying session. Looks like the only driver who has not made a qualifying temp is Andrew Chapman. Andrew Chapman was the pole setter last week at Daytona, but he still has yet to do that. We have Adam Boughton and Dwayne Furtick on the front row right now. Adam has a victory here. He won the inaugural race when they were coming in here to Homestead. Dwayne Furtick won 2 years ago, but last year's winner is not in the league anymore, and that is going to be Travis Gilbert. Is he taking a little sabbatical, it seems like? So we'll see see who can win this one this time. We are set for, as Shane said, 134 laps. We do have 4 sets of tires in the pits and 3 green-white checkers. They do not have a fast repair, so any damage you get, you're going to want to have that repaired as quick as possible here at Miami.
Yeah, definitely. With only 35 to 41 laps of fuel, 134 laps here is really going to be a chess game. You will need 3 stops. It's just a matter of when that third stop happens, whether it's underneath a green or maybe you chance it underneath caution and try to go the remaining distance. So we'll just have to wait and see what the strategy beholds once this track goes green. And just remember, with it being 7 o'clock sim time, that means this place is going to be under the lights. There's going to be a whole lot of grip and a whole lot of speed.
Yeah, definitely. They are qualifying at the moment in the afternoon, but once this race session gets going, we're going to be under the lights, and we're going to see these drivers. I'm going to say they're going to start kind of towards the bottom of the track, but as the race wears on, that top line groove is probably where you're going to want to be. We've seen it happen time and time again here when we're at Homestead. They try and get as close as they can to that wall to get that drive off coming down the backstretch. We'll see who's able to do that and see how close they are able to get to that wall. It looks like Andrew Chapman is out on track, going to try and throw down his qualifying lap before the time runs out, and it looks like he just completed it with a 33.11, going to be good enough for a top 13 spot.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it doesn't matter what league. It doesn't even matter if it's the officials. The line is going to move up once the tires start wearing. So your car may feel good on the bottom to start, but you're going to get up in that wall towards the end of the run. I mean, you got the Harry Gant line, and then you got the Kyle Larson line. You're going to want to be in the Kyle Larson line before the run's over.
Yeah, you're definitely going to want to do that. We do want to thank Kent Mueller for sponsoring the race and that 7-4 crew. Get them a little shout out here as they get ready to roll. And there you see it. As we jump to the race session, these drivers are getting ready to grid up and get ready to put on a show here. And go through the starting grid. Adam Boughton and Dwayne Furtick on that front row. Kyle Diaz has that 26 Fruity Pebbles machine rolling off in row 2. Tyler Burden just to his outside in that 06. John Osborne and Jeff Dillon going to roll off in row 3. Michael Carter and Anthony Ludi, row 4. Row 5, Ryan Rose, who had a second place finish last week, and Aaron Miller. In row 5, row 6, Pete Walsh and Tristan Bailey. And we've got Andrew Chapman and Kent Mueller. Bradley Rivers and Matthew Craigo Jr. are going to roll off in row 8. Row 9, Colin Bollinger and Stan Harnathan. Derek Catt and Doug Denise in row number 10. Robert Roth and Jonathan Cogswell, row 11. Row 12, Kane Lee and Michael York. Starting 25th is Justin Hendry and Sam Batwell, last week's winner. Rob Maroney and Christopher Roth are going to roll off 27th, 28th. Ryan McCall and Gary Nash are going to start shotgun on the field here in road number 15. 30 drivers set to take part here as we get ready to roll off and start this party here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And those guys that are going to be up there on the outside row are already going to be at the advantage because they're going to be able to make the high line work early enough. But again, fresher tires underneath the lights, the grip is going to be there where the bottom's still going to work for probably, I want to say 10, 12 laps, give or take. And then you're going to start seeing people migrate up towards the top, you know, even those that have been, you know, completely on the bottom the entire race.
Yeah, definitely something to pay attention to as they get ready to roll off here out about and looking to win a official race. He did win the Clash here when they're at Monza, which was a electrifying race that we had here to kind of kick off the season before the points races. We'll see if he can bring home a W here at Homestead.
Yeah, and he's in prime position to do it. All jokes intended, looking at that paint job here tonight. But there ain't nothing left to do it but to do it. With the pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn to go down pit road from the land of the 305 and Pit Bull and Too Fast, Too Furious. It's going to be a hot one here tonight in Homestead, Miami. I don't know about you guys, but we're glad you tuned in here with Sim Racing Media, whether it's been on your phones or your computers. Pace car's made the left-hand turn. Green flag is out. We're racing from Homestead.
Boughton got a push there from Kyle Diaz. Diaz going to try and hang on to second, but not quite enough groove as Burdick goes clear up to the high line, almost into that outside wall, trying to kind of get up there, make his line known. Diaz slides in behind him.
Yeah, and right now everyone's trying to find where their car is going to be exceptional early on. The field is spread out 3-4 wide at times from the backstretch all the way through 3 and 4. Right now everyone's just trying to slide in and see what they can do. And I think we're going to see a few guys try to get that high line working already. I mean, we got that, what is that, the 52 car that looks the old Granger paint job?
52 of Jeff Dillon up there trying to get that high line working, stayed up top. Got the 18 of Michael Carter also staying kind of towards the top. Whereas you have the 81 of John Osborne almost right on that white line trying to drive the shortest way around the track.
Yeah, right now, again, with the tires in the condition that they're in, you're going to be able to do that. But that high line in these next-gen cars is just going to be that much better. But the bigger question is, do we already have guys shifting? Because in the actual Homestead races we've had and in some of the virtual ones, guys have shifted here at Homestead. So it's just a matter of if anyone's already doing that just to try to keep the RPMs up.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if you're thinking it's going to be a fuel mileage race, you're not going to do that. You're going to save it, kind of keep those RPMs about the same rolling through. Whereas if you're trying to, you already have your strategy and you know where you want to be, you just want to get around there as fast as possible. Keep as much. Whoa, Pete Walsh. That wasn't Pete Walsh. That was Stan Carnathan.
Yeah, Stan right there got a little bit loose coming off of turn 2.
Well, you're going to notice that, especially on a little colder tires.
Yeah, that's the one thing with these cooler temperatures. Track temp right now is only sitting at 70 degrees. Ambient's only at 68. So it is a chill night in Homestead. Oh, we got someone else way off.
Anthony
right
Ludi,
there.
Ludi, the 95 Toyota.
Yeah, he got loose and brought it back up.
Revolution Motorsports driver there got loose. Luckily, there's nothing down there you can really touch. Stayed going in the right direction. 6 laps complete here, and they're already spreading out quite a bit on the track. The 84 of Jonathan Cogswell down on the bottom, and the 47 of Sam Batwell up on the high side.
Yeah, Homestead
trying
did the
to save
smart thing and completely repaved down there where some of these guys have gone. So got no reason to worry about tearing the splitter up right now.
Yeah, no reason at all. Biggest mover right now at the moment is going to be the number 9 Chevy here of Tristan Bailey, up 7 spots, making pretty quick work of the field as he is now working his way to the outside of Kyle Diaz. Aaron Miller goes around, had a little help.
Oh, do they keep it green?
It looks like it's staying green. Looks like he saved it there, but like we were talking, that that paved area there definitely saved the caution. We'll go back and take a look at it real quick here, see what happened. Oh, off the 18. I think he got a little loose there. Just tapped the wall, so not too much damage. Was able to keep it going in the right direction after he spun around a little bit. Going to lose a little bit of track position, but we'll keep it going in the right direction here.
Yeah, the old Breyer's ice cream car got a little bit of a concrete crunch flavor to it right about now.
Yeah, just has to help that arrow a little bit there. You're right.
Yeah, knock in the left side a little bit. I mean, put the right side of the spoiler out in the air a little bit more, you'll be fine.
Tyler Burden up there on the high line, staying right up there up against that wall. He is definitely a driver to watch. Last week, he had worked his way up towards the front, had a little, got involved in the caution, came a lap down, went back to the lead lap, and I think he wound up finishing fairly decent, but still got wound up in another little caution. So not quite the day he wanted, but he's trying to bounce back here at Homestead.
Yeah, and with it being a regular speedway style race, everyone says, that tracks like Daytona and Talladega are your wild cards. The real racing is the intermediates and the short tracks and everything. And to a point, people are correct, because you're only running Daytona and Talladega maybe once or twice. The actual racing really does begin when you get away from those style of tracks. So maybe a recovery drive is needed to bounce back from a bad Daytona finish.
Yeah, I definitely think that's something that a lot of drivers are like, yeah, Daytona, who cares? Let's move on. And then get the real races going here.
A lot of people say that about the road courses, too.
Yeah, I found that interesting when they were interviewing, I think it was Austin Cindric or after, I think maybe it was after his dual race. Oh, caution is out.
Let's see what's going on here.
Derek Catt.
I'm also noticing the 84 dropping through the standings a little bit.
84 too, yeah. Let's see what happened. Back to what I was talking about.
Of course, this caution is brought to everybody by Rapid Fire Pizza.
Oh,
it happened in front of them. It happened in front of these guys. Looked like contact up. Yeah, it looked like there was a bunch of contact up front with this guy.
dude, let's see what happened with Cat here.
I think Cat got turned by that gear wrench car underneath him.
Oh, it looks like he went down just a little bit there. Everybody trying to avoid it as they slowed down, and not enough there.
Yeah, that's gonna put a few cars out on pit road for a while.
Who's going to come down as they catch the pace car? Osborne in, Burden in, Walsh, Carter, Rivers.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys that were involved in the wreck are probably going to try to get some damage fixed. I mean, this could end up working out as a completely different strategy plan. I mean, we're only, a handful of laps in. The top 11 stayed out. Looks like the first one to come out of all of this is the one car.
It looks like he stayed out too, so.
Oh.
He just was so he checked up a lot to avoid that. Looks like John Osborne's the first one out.
Now, I'll be doggone if that hot rod don't remind me of Jimmy's 2003 Power of Pride car. Seriously,
Fire
look at that
pizza
thing.
everywhere.
Yeah. Of course, again, bringing us this caution flag. But seriously, this is literally Johnson's 03 Power of Pride car. And it was resurrected in 2011, which we all know how that race went at Richmond, with Kurt Busch calling him a chump over the radio after they got together a couple of times.
Yeah,
And it looks, I was about to say, it looks like we're doubling up for the restart already.
getting ready to, yep.
And the 94 takes the outside. Interesting strategy already. Could be already feeling the tires wearing out a little bit and figured save a little bit.
Yeah, I think they like that high line, especially down the straightaways. So it might be more advantageous to kind of stay up there. Especially if you think you can keep that run going on the 51. We'll see how that shakes out. Top three, though, have not changed so far. Burdick and Diaz, they're in second and third.
Yeah, something tells me I think a lot of these guys are probably going to end up wanting just to click off a few more laps, because this caution's going to help out, give them about 3-4 more laps worth of fuel. So we could start seeing the top guys hitting on lap 40 as the green flag is backed out and the 94 is going to check out.
Yeah, 94 with a huge run on that restart. Kyle Diaz kind of stuck up there by himself, 3 wide behind him. 58 of Ryan Rose wasted a little time going clear to the high side.
A little risky to be doing that in that tight of a traffic coming off these corners.
I mean, we're 15 laps in. I don't know that I would be trying that, but you never know. I mean, I guess you got to get the positions while you can, as Tristan Bailey's going to the inside of the 51 of Furtick, going to try and get P2 here.
Yeah, that's why we're up in the booth and not on the track, right?
Exactly. Oh, 40 machine had the 52 get a little loose in front of him. 53.
Yeah. That is one of the weirdest looking Dr. Pepper cars I've ever seen when it comes to iRacing. I mean, that paint job I could see more from Mountain Dew, but for Dr. Pepper.
Batman Dr. Pepper, there you go.
I've got too many jokes for that car now. Great.
Furtick trying to battle back on the bottom side.
Yeah, trying to make those tires feel a little bit better down there. A lot of people say the inside saves the tires, the outside wears it out a little bit more because you're carrying a little bit more speed, as the 9's going to make a huge move, a little up and under to try to get the lead.
Yeah, he was staying there up on that high line. Boughton goes up there to stay with him, and he decides, I'll just take a left-hand turn, and had that run and went right down to the bottom. Boughton going to try and cross him over, go down to the inside as they come through.
We go through 3 and 4 here. That 9 car is going to end up having that outside run. Can he make it stick is the big question. Drag racing to the line. I believe he had the edge that lap.
Yeah, it looked like Bailey had a little help on that high side, and Boughton didn't have anybody behind him at the moment. It looks like the 8 of Kent Mueller is riding right along that wall, and that, I believe that's a DHL machine there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, a little DHL sponsorship on that hot rod tonight.
I guess we'll see if they can deliver.
Really?
You know.
I ain't had enough caffeine for this. Oh. Good to be back in the booth.
Well, it looks like Furtick's going to go down to the inside, try and maintain a run here as kind of was fading back just a little bit there. But that outside line seems to have a little bit more momentum, especially with these guys with the older tires.
Yeah, not just that, but these next-gen cars, as everybody knows, the more RPM you can keep in them, the better they're going to feel. So that's why the high line is going to be so much more preferred, especially as the race goes on.
Yeah, Andrew Chapman went from the very top to the very bottom, got by both Kyle Diaz and Dwayne Furtick, and now he has his eyes set on Kent Mueller here as he gets ready to take to the high side here.
Boy went from the penthouse down to the basement and then back up to the penthouse quicker than Kanye. And I just made the first irrelevant reference of the night.
Well, I gotta ask, because I know it's a topic of conversation throughout the racing world. How do you feel about having 41 cars in the Daytona 500?
I grew up watching 43 of them in the 500. When we had the duels, we had like 60 to 65 cars show up. So the more the merrier, if you ask me. I mean, if the rule lets it happen, enjoy it. Especially considering it's somebody like Elio Castro Neves. The man brings a whole new set of eyes to the sport. He brings a brand new excitement to the sport. I like the move. I really do.
I don't disagree, especially since Jimmy Johnson made it. But if Johnson would have made it, could you imagine the fit that would have been thrown?
Johnson would have had to have been the one to use the 41st starting position, I think.
Yeah.
Him or Truex. It is so weird seeing 3 Bass Pro Shop cars in one race.
Well, it's also weird, especially seeing a 19 without Truex in it. But
well, I mean, at least Truex went back to the 56. It's just I haven't seen that much camo since last time Dick Cheney went hunting. Meanwhile, I think I broke Mike.
anyway.
I broke Mike. I did the one thing that people have tried to do with me is break me. I actually broke Mike. Hey, it only took me about 26 laps.
Yeah, something like that. Andrew Chapman is not going away here. He's on the move. He's already up 10 spots, make it 11 as he gets by Boughton, and he is looking for the lead.
Ooh, we had a little bit of contact there. Chapman and and Adam right there, and then Bowden and 94 got together.
Something tells me that's not going to be the last time those two tangle here, but definitely slowed both of them down and allowed Bailey to get away. He is out to almost 0.4 of a second lead over Furtick as they're trying to line back up here. Chapman making a move down on the inside, has that the 25 machine rolling on the bottom now.
Yeah, as he's looking to try to pick up second place. I literally just had one of my pens break on me here as I'm dealing with the notes for this race tonight. Oh, what else is going to happen?
Lots of action towards the back here as they're 3 wide, working through 1 and 2. 18 of Michael Carter. Got Tyler Burden up there as well. What I find interesting is most of these cars that came down and pitted on that last caution there on lap 13 have not went anywhere.
No, and that's just the nature of this track. This is one of those that track position is pretty much everything, because you can catch up to people with the fresh tires, yes, but then everything just equalizes out.
Yeah, John Osborne is the first car that came down pit lane. He is running 9th. He's been only able to pass 2 drivers, and that's going to be Kyle Diaz. Looks like Doug Denise here, as he was had a little issue there.
Yeah.
Like Boutwell is on the wall almost as he exits 1 and 2, but
yeah, that's the one thing that these guys love doing with these cars, is getting basically within. Oh,
Diaz just bumped it
there. As I was getting ready to explain what some of these guys love doing with these cars, is getting within an inch or 2 of the wall. But again, it's kind of a dirt track thing, is getting right up against the cushion. There's literally that cushion 1 or 2 inches off of the wall, and then the likelihood of jumping. And that's what just happened again with that 26 car.
He's trying to get up there, run that Larson line, and just got a little bit too far.
And that's the reason why we are sim racers and not Kyle Larson. Personally, I prefer to be about 3 or 4 inches away from the wall, but that's only when my tires are pretty much shot.
Boutwell into the wall again.
Good news is these composite bodies can take a beating.
Yeah, these guys, these cars can stay up there and pretty much, ride almost completely around on the wall. He touches it again. A little loose there.
Yeah, granted, you can only do it for so long before you turn into Ross Chastain and knock the right front off of it, but again, this isn't Martinsville, thankfully.
Burdick able to get by Bailey. Bailey trying to battle back on the high side. You have Bowden and Chapman going back and forth.
Bailey is looking really strong in that. I believe that's a Chase Elliott A-Shock paint job. Nope, it's just it just has the same color as the A-Shock.
Same type of paint scheme, just slapped on that Rapid Fire Pizza sponsorship there. Also sponsored by the 213 Simware. We'll hear more from them on our commercial breaks, but Bailey's just got that car rolling.
Yeah, those boys over at 213 are, really great for the sim racing community. I've used them a few times for some stuff when I was actually a manager of an actual esports team. So, they actually come up with some really great stuff, and it's great to see them actually sponsoring a league like ECR.
Looks like Osborne's been able to make it by a couple more drivers. He's currently running P7.
Yeah, I think the tires are starting to show a little bit more about who's got the older stuff and who's got the newer. So maybe going to be able to start slowly picking people off as he dives to the inside here, trying to go 2 for 1.
Yeah, he is definitely on the move here. Because all those drivers that haven't pitted, they're... the 18... Oh, the 06. 06 is sideways. Tyler Burton. Keep it going, keep it going.
Oh, look out, look out, look out!
Oh. He was trying so hard to keep it off of everybody.
Oh. That's a unfortunate caution. That's going to hurt a couple of cars, I think. He just got the hospital wobble, bounced off of somebody, kept it straight. Now, if he just kept the brakes locked, I think he'd be far enough out of the way. But then it just, yeah. Oh, that's I think that one's done for the night. Oh, I'm not gonna like this. I'm not gonna like this hit. Oh, ow! And then he gets carried another couple hundred feet.
Yeah, that's
What? Oh, that's just unfortunate. Well, was that the 74 car that we saw?
the 74 of Pete Walsh. He was trying to check up, didn't really see what was going on because he
was
right.
unsighted.
He was right behind another car, and if you're, on the rear bumper there, you can't see anything.
Yeah, he was unsighted, and the car in front of him was able to squeeze into that hole, and by the time he actually saw the hole, it literally just closed right up, and he had nowhere to go. I'm pretty sure that 74 is going to be on the trailer tonight.
Yeah, I'd imagine, especially with the new damage issue, where you pull it into the pits and they basically say you're done.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those where you're done for the night. But what this helps is those 12 cars that stayed out last time around under caution, lets them actually come in underneath this one and kind of get on, the typical strategy of still making it, 2 more stops after this. I think a lot of people that came in on the first caution decided to top off.
Yeah, I would assume that's kind of what they did. That caution came at just about the right time. Everybody should have been fairly close on fuel, so 3 or 4 laps they were looking at green flag pit stops. So this caution re-racks everything, resets it, and we are everybody's on the same strategy again, looking at the timing and scoring. Everybody came down to get that pit stop, so we'll see how this all goes. Again, they are stacked up, ready to roll. Looks like Gary Nash is going to be the leader. Wayne Furtick on the high side.
Yeah, Nash is already on his second set of tires, so, that's the only issue coming in early is you already burn up a set. Now if there's a caution in, the late stages of the race, some of these guys may actually have that extra set of tires, as I think Nash is getting ready to come actually down pit road. Huh. Well, that's interesting as we get this race back underneath green.
I'll say that definitely was an interesting strategy there, staying up there and then going down pit lane there. Looks like he was just trying to stay maybe out of the way. Andrew Chapman's going to be battling for the lead with Furtick and Bailey. Bailey on the bottom, and Chapman gets in front of him, so they are going to be racing down the backstretch.
Yeah, I think the 51 actually got a little bit loose going in through the middle of 1 and 2 there, and that's why they kind of got by him.
Ooh, the number 8 goes up into the wall. Kent Mueller.
Yeah, looks like he knocked a little bit of that DHL yellow off the side of that car.
Andrew Chapman up there riding the wall.
Yeah, unfortunately, though, with these fresher tires, that 9 of Bailey was able to make the inside line stick, and he retakes the lead.
Well, that's kind of what's going to happen, especially with those fresher tires. You're going to want to stay on the bottom at least till they start to wear in. And I think that's kind of what Chapman figured out as he was running on the high side.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you can stick it in a little bit deeper on the high side speed-wise, but with the fresher tires, the bottom of the track is always going to be more ideal. So it doesn't matter how far you go into the corner. As we see, I believe that was a 47 bouncing off the fence again.
He keeps trying to get that fence line, and he just overdrives it just a little bit too much, slides up, taps it about in the middle of the corner, and then has the drive off. So definitely watch that as this race goes on.
Yeah, you can only do that so much.
Looks like
before you end up
Boughton's
knocking
having an issue as he is losing speed. 10 goes around. Oh, the one all
no.
over.
What was that? We got one on their side, and there goes another one.
94, 58. I'm not exactly sure what happened to Adam there, but that 94 machine just was slowing down.
I think the 94 popped the fence or got loose, one of the two. Yeah, he's loose right here. He's loose, and he's trying to grab it. He might have throttled up a little bit too early. Yeah, definitely. He's loose. He
stays off of everybody.
Yeah, and then pops the wall right there. You can see that puff right there.
I kept it going the right direction, tried to stay out of everybody's way, gave him enough room down on the bottom side.
And then the 10 just comes way up.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He catches the 53 and gets just right hooked. And kapow.
52 doesn't really get on the brakes fast enough. The 18's braking like crazy, trying to stay out of the way.
Yeah, he's able to avoid this one. I'm just wondering what was going on with everybody else back here.
The 24 was up against the wall. The 1 just, the 11.
The 11 catches the
ride.
Yeah, the 11 catches the 24 and puts him up on the door. And the 1 just climbs all over the left rear and then catches the black and orange car up there at the top of the screen. And then a couple other guys get mixed up in the end of this, and it's just bedlam. Question is how much damage is done to, cars like the 52 and
59, yeah.
That's the second big hit. That's the second big hit for the 10 car tonight.
Well, while they're under caution, we'll step aside. We'll pay some bills here, and you won't miss anything as we go side by side, and we'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. You didn't miss anything. We are back under Green Flag Racing. Tristan Bailey with the whole shot here. Andrew Chapman right on his rear bumper.
Yeah, Bailey has been looking strong this race already. I mean, the way he was able to climb up through the field early on and then just get this thing dialed up. I mean, 11 positions gained since the start of the race. That car has been on rails tonight.
Yeah, it definitely has. Like Boutwell still riding that wall, getting closer and closer to it as they're almost 4 wide in front of him. Everybody trying to find their place they want to be at. Pete Walsh checking in on the chat said that it was a short race, and he'd like to thank his Milwaukee Fuel Ford Mustang and his mom and dad, and he's ready to head off to the next one.
Man, I can't say I blame you, dude. I feel bad for you. That was just an unsighted wreck you had nowhere to go with, man.
Well, that's the worst part, when you do everything right and then you get a little...
It lands in your lap.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened. It's unfortunate. I mean, that's just how some of these wrecks can go.
Let's see if anybody else is going to be back on track. Looks like Prego, Carnathan, Boughton, Mooney's all still on pit lane. Tyler Burden also on pit lane. Looks like Christopher Roth called it a night. Jonathan Cogswell called it a night.
Yeah. Obviously, Pete in the 74 called it, and the 06 looks like he called it as well.
Not even halfway through the race here, and we are like down to almost 18 drivers on the track.
Yeah. Jeff Dillon, I believe, is still parked on pit road as well. So yeah, the 18 cars that are out there right now are the ones on the lead lap. Well, maybe things will kind of calm down a little bit now.
Tristan Bailey is just driving off that front windshield, trying to put as much gap as he can between himself and everybody else behind him.
Yeah, he's out for a Saturday night cruise in that 9 car.
I mean, it's Homestead in Miami, so you're able to do that. Some other places, not so much.
Yeah, no, I mean, Homestead, you could get out. I mean, we have seen races before here where, well, what's it been? 6-7 second gaps by the time, pit stops happen. So it's easily doable. It reminds me a lot of the old Atlanta Speedway.
Yeah, old Atlanta. That'd be nice. Instead of
I'm not even
the super speedway.
I'm not even talking about the old Atlanta that was the tire eater. I'm talking about the old Atlanta when it was actually an oval like this and not the quad.
Yeah,
I just dated myself. Really bad.
Well, you did that earlier when you said the Harry Gant line, so I mean, it's fine.
Well, I mean, I could be talking about Darrell Waltrip and Cale Yarborough.
Yeah, true.
Yes, I'm an old fart who knows a lot about NASCAR. Sue me. Been watching 35 years, now get off my lawn, kids. Meanwhile, back up front, got a little battle for second brewing here.
Yeah, Mueller trying to get that number 8 Toyota up into the top 2.
Yeah, he's trying to make that high line work, whereas it looks like Chapman in the 25 is trying to make the bottom work. So this is definitely a battle of the two preferred lines at Homestead.
Yeah, and I know that you're going to see the top line come in, especially towards the end of this run. I mean, everybody's on about close to 20 lap tires, minus the few caution laps they ran, but you're going to see that top line start to work in pretty well here if they can keep it green here for a while.
Yeah, let's just say 15 laps of hard racing right now, getting ready to come up on. So it's about that point where the tires are going to start slipping off a little bit. So it wouldn't surprise me to see more and more cars start moving their way up towards the top, as it seems like things are slowly starting to single file out.
Yeah, I think they're going to try and just run some laps here, get closer to that last pit stop that they need to make before the real racing starts here.
Yeah, we say things single file out. What happens?
Yeah.
All the drivers say, "Shut up, we're going to go racing."
That happens
that's,
every time we do that.
that's what I get for telling the kids to get off my lawn. This is why we're in the booth.
Well,
As it looks like the 26 is making his move.
I was going to say the 51's kind of fallen back quite a bit, Dwayne Furtick there. As he was running up front, now he's running back in 6th position. Same with Kyle Diaz. Diaz kind of looked like he might have slowed down just a touch. Boutwell still trying to make that high line work.
Yeah, we saw a whole bunch of sparks come flying off that 47. It seems to be in 3 and 4. He just can't get that line all the way right. 1 and 2, he's got it relatively figured out. It's 3 and 4. He'll just go up there and right about there.
Yep. You can see those tire marks of where he hits every time. It's almost like that he can't quite get the wheel turned enough, and it just kind of slides up there. Because right here, he stays off the wall perfectly. It's, half a car length or thereabouts off the wall. Perfect down the backstretch. But that 3 and 4 just has a little issue there. You see the 81 of Osborne go down to the bottom 3 wide with Michael Carter stuck in the middle.
Yeah, and there you go with the sparks again off the 47. It just seems like he's getting that little bit of that mid-corner, late-corner push, and the car just gets sucked up to the wall. As he gets it off the corner now. He gets the turn in right, and then right there, it just sucks him in. But he's not losing a whole lot of speed doing it.
No, he's not. I mean, he's basically not losing anything. He hasn't lost any ground, really, and he's almost made some. I mean, he's not even a tenth off of the driver behind him in John Osborne. So, I mean, their lap times are almost identical.
That reminds me a lot of when Bristol, when you ran it with the trucks and with these cars, people were doing the same thing in the middle of the corners, was basically running up, pounding the wall, and then the wheel would literally cut dead left, and you can just drive from the top down the bottom and try to straighten the corner on exit. It almost seems like that's what the 47 is doing here.
Yeah, when we called, especially like Bristol Dirt, there was a couple leagues that if you did that, they would DQ you. You'd get the black flag and have to go down pit lane. But it's basically the same thing. You just tap it just enough to get that wheel right, and then you can just hard on the throttle and get that drive off.
Yeah, it's almost, like I said, it's literally straightening the corner almost. And don't get me started on Bristol Dirt. Last time I ran that, I ended up actually getting commentator cursed.
What did Alan say? No.
No, Alan's the reason I'm here. Last time I was in a truck race on Bristol Dirt was like 3 years ago. Don't get me started with the trucks at Eldora. Eldora actually owes me, but that's another story.
Kristen Bailey still driving away here. Colin Bollinger up there into second, plus 15, and Ryan Rose looking for another top 3 finish here. As Tristan
that
Bailey got in that
off.
wall. I think he might have gotten the wall.
That 9 fell way off that lap. About to say, it seems like Alfred's got that 53 tuned up. Yes, I just made a Batman joke, everybody. Actually, would it be Alfred or Mr. Fox tuning that thing up? I don't know.
guess it depends on what version.
Yeah, I think you're right. Meanwhile, the battle for second still going hard.
Bollinger trying to stay up here, battling hard with Ryan Rose.
Yeah, and all this going on with about 10 to 12 laps before the next round of pit stops. Looks like Ryan's going to take the position over, and everybody kind of singles out yet again. Don't know what happened to that 9 car that, a few laps ago, but he fended off that challenge, and he's still, out to about the lead he had prior, give or take about a tenth or two.
It looked like he might have just maybe brushed the wall, slowed him down just a touch, but he's got that 9 machine rolling once again. The Aeon Motor Club machine is looking pretty tough here.
Yeah, 53 just knocked the wall down in 3 and 4. He's about to give up a couple of positions here.
Friddick and Chapman down on the bottom.
And this is where the high side's going to pay off again as they go 3 wide. 53 is like, yeah, good luck, guys. I may have hit the fence, but you're still not taking third.
Yeah, Chapman able to almost clear. Just barely clears the 51. Friddick pulls out behind him.
But I don't know if the crossover is going to stick. He's going to send it in deep here, but I think, yeah, he's going to make it work again as they still battle.
Yeah, still battle. The 25 has the 53 in front of him, and he is shoving him for all he can to try and stay in front of that 51 Chevy of Dwayne Friddick here.
Yeah, and Dwayne's going to make a 2-for-1 special here, but the 53 is going to battle back on the outside. I think the 51's just going to have to send it down into 1 and 2 deep yet again and just hope for the best and try to slide up.
It looked like the 53 sent it in there, got a little loose, slid up the track, and that's going to cost him as Friddick gets P3. But Ryan Rose and Tristan Bailey are driving away.
The one thing that they're now slowly encountering, lap traffic. As we had the 10 car up there, and I believe there was somebody else that's still rolling that's laps down.
Yeah, they're definitely working their way around the 10 machine.
Yeah, there's still a few cars that are, rolling around here, lap down. The 39, Derek Katz, Rob Mooney in the 1, Stan Carnathan in the 24, and Robert Roth in the 59 are still rolling.
Yeah, with the way this race is going, you definitely want to get out there and at least keep logging laps if you're able to.
As it looks like the 9 is slowly starting to build his lead back up. Looks like he's got about 3/4 of a second, as I would assume within the next maybe 5 laps or so, we'd start seeing these guys come down pit road. And I'm a little bit surprised by something here. With, let me take a look here. With Ryan there in the 58, it looked like he was trying to get the middle groove working a little bit. Now, usually at Homestead, the middle groove is not ideal. So I'm a little surprised he's actually trying to make that groove work.
Yeah, it's... Ooh, looked like the 9 there almost touched that outside wall, but he's still pretty fast. Ryan Rose is going to have a rear view mirror here full of Dwayne Friddick, as he was closing in pretty quick as well.
Yeah, Dwayne's been making the bottom work. The majority of this run is the 58. And again, this is what a lot of other places have said. And personal experience driving around here way back a while ago. The middle groove at Homestead does not work out well for these cars. And it's showing up right now.
Verdict goes by on the bottom. You're definitely right. You have to pick either top or bottom. That middle line seems to have almost slowed Rose down quite a bit here.
Yeah, unfortunately, because it just seems like you either got to be literally painting the white line or painting the fence. There's no in between. And with the way Homestead is built, that is so much real estate that's available for guys to use, but just can't because it just bogs the car down.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see pit stops coming fairly soon.
Yeah, I'd say with the next couple of laps. I mean, everyone came in lap 38, and here we are closing in on about 40 laps after that. I mean, literally, it is 40 laps now.
Yeah,
so
40 laps. Save some from the caution, though, so
yeah,
pretty quick.
So I would still say with the next couple of laps, we're going to start seeing green flag pit stops. As it looks like the 9 caught the fence again. So focused in here on the 51, Dwayne Furtick. Started second. He's been hovering around the top 6 all race. He really hasn't, ventured up in that high lane as much as everybody else has. So, if he's able to wrap the bottom now with as old the tires as he's got, that's impressive. As it looks like Ryan Rose is the first one to bite coming down pit road.
Yeah, Ryan decided to come down a little bit early. I mean, we're looking at 40 laps, give or take, for a fuel run. We have more than that left, so everybody's going to have to come down one more time.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it's going to be a fuel-only, quick as you can pit stop unless there's a caution.
Yeah, if there's a caution, after this pit stop, you're looking at easily taking all 4 tires, as it seems like Chapman and Keen Lee in the 48 and Sam Boutwell are also coming down pit road, and Justin Hendry coming down as well. This is where you're going to have a lot of strategy built up, as it looks like the 51 is reeling that 9 car in quick. Maybe the 51 saved a little extra tire.
He could have. I mean, he's been sitting there trying to catch up there, but just not quite.
Yeah, he's reeled in that near second lead, and now it's down to car length. So this has been an impressive drive coming up through on this end of this pit stop run.
Yeah, it definitely is. And we do want to say that driver that did come down first is going to be that Colin Bollinger here, as he caught that outside wall and then wound up coming down on lap 75. But everybody's still going to have to make one more pit stop here, as they are outside of 40 to go. So
yeah, this is where you might end up seeing people actually split this final run. Or, again, this is just the driver in me. It's going to be either it's a split run, or you're going to try to see it basically go to the end. And that's where things could get really, really interesting.
yeah, especially with how this run has been going so far, I think you're probably going to either stay out as long as you can and hope there's a caution so you can keep your track position and everything's good, or you're going to split the stage or the end here, as Tristan Bailey, Furtick all come in. Kyle Diaz, Ludi, Kent Mueller, Doug Denise, Bradley Rivers all in. Leaves John Osborne out here rolling through.
Yeah, he's got to come in within the next lap or two. I mean, that light, in the fuel gauge has got to be flashing. The only car that might stay out a little bit longer is probably going to be the 90 of Ryan McCall. He's got an extra. Let me do some quick math here. About an extra 10 laps, give or take, on everybody else. Maybe a little bit less.
Well, Ryan McCall might have picked the right strategy.
Yeah, he might have. I mean, he's going to be coming in after lap 95, probably. Depending on how this run goes. I mean, it could be right around 90 to 95. That would leave him with his final stop to run just about the full window. That could really play interesting.
Well, and looking at his last pit stop, looks like he took fuel only, because he was only in there for almost 6 seconds. So either took fuel only or right sides and fuel. But if he does make it to, 95-ish, he should feel fairly comfortable here, because he is still leading this race. And he should have enough fuel to make it to the end with one less pit stop. So we'll see what he can do here.
With it being only a 6-second stop, that's got to be fuel, because right sides would take about 7. Because 4 tires in this sim runs you 14 to 15 seconds. The fact that he only went 6 seconds, that's a fuel-only stop. So he may actually have another set of tires just in case something goes down.
Definitely.
This could be the genius move.
Definitely could be. Like we had a little bit other action on the track coming down pit lane. Let's see if we can take a look, see what happened here. Here.
Yeah. The one thing about Homestead is it is pretty tricky getting onto pit road, because it is a very sharp drop off from the banking to the flat, so it could upset a car.
Looked like he had an issue, but not bringing it up. But looked like he had a little issue getting down on pit lane, so he spent extra time, and that is the 8 of Kent Mueller. 53 seconds on pit lane, so definitely have to get that back. Ryan Rose.
He must have damaged the front end or something coming onto pit road. As this battle resumes itself, I mean, these two have been going at it hot and heavy during the midsection of this race.
90 of Ryan McCall coming down pit lane. Looks like he got it slowed down in on the outside.
He would only have to do 34 laps on this tank of fuel. He could just go flat while everyone else pretty much would have to baby it from here, because you're looking at guys that came in from laps 75 to 85. They got one more stop. He doesn't.
Yeah, if he can make this fuel run, he should be good to go and have basically 40 seconds of time on the track that he doesn't have to come down pit lane.
Yeah, and I mean, he's going to cycle out to 14th. Everyone else in front of him.
Bailey got a little loose. Looked like Furtick might have got a little loose as well, as they were going by the one of Rob Mooney there trying to get by.
Yeah, Rob's a handful of laps down still, but, points matter, and, he's still got to try to make up some ground. I mean, it's early enough. This race may end up being a game changer later on. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see if 44 laps of fuel is going to be what Ryan McCall can do, or if not, he's going to have to come down and do a couple seconds of fuel, or he just hopes for a caution because he should be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the fact that he's still got a set of tires. Oh, contact right there. That's a little bit close for comfort.
Yeah, and then you have the lap car up on the high side in the 10 there of Aaron Miller.
Oh, the 9's getting loose again coming off the corner here. You can tell how hard he's pushing to try to get back up to the front, and he's now back leading.
Yeah, Bailey there in that Chevy has been hard to catch when he's been out front in that clean air.
Yeah,
He's led the most laps tonight.
After the issue with the 94, Bailey has been the car to beat the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's, I mean, a couple of the heavyweight contenders here got taken out there under a couple cautions. So definitely let Bailey have a little bit easier time here. We'll see if Ryan Rose or Furtick or even Colin Bollinger here can get back up there.
Yeah, but it also seems like the 9's not pulling away at the pace he was earlier.
Looks like Carnathan came in.
Yeah, Bailey's only got about a quarter of a second on Rose and about 0.4 of a second on Dwayne in the 51. And it seems like he is definitely slowing the pace down a little bit. So I think a lot of these guys are now going back into fuel conservation mode at the start of this.
Yeah, I don't know that they can save enough to compete with how little Ryan McCall's going to have to save. McCall's going to have to save a couple laps, but I mean, that should be easy enough to do, especially since he's back in the field.
Yeah, these guys would have to go an extra 10 laps, and there's no chance you could save that much here at Homestead. What they might be trying to do is save enough to where it's only maybe 2 or 3 seconds on pit road for fuel, compared to McCall possibly staying out, as Dwayne in the 51's trying to get to the inside of that 9, who leaves the door open briefly but then just closes it again. And this is what the track has evolved into again, is the bottom line is now starting to show its supremacy yet again, and that's mainly because of the fact that the lap cars are actually running the top. So the fact that these guys can run the bottom as well as they can just proves how good that the line is down.
Yeah, Furtick going to go down to the bottom side. Going to try and use Kent Mueller there as a pick here for Tristan Bailey. Bailey's up on the high side right behind Mueller. Drag race down the backstretch.
Yeah, Bailey's going to make it work and then slot in right in front of that 51, just sliced right in to get underneath the DHL 8 and get by him.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be who can catch the lap traffic win here, as we just completed 100 laps. Chapman coming down pit lane.
It took an hour to do 100 laps? Holy cow.
The 88 of Nash staying high.
Yeah, he knows enough to get out of the way of these two. And right now, it doesn't seem like the 51's trying to put a whole lot of pressure on the 9, but, you know, he's keeping them honest is what he's doing. He's building the notebook. He's keeping them honest, because if the 9 slips up, Dwayne will be able just to drive underneath them. But I don't know. Tristan's been looking really, really stout in that car. Even when he does make a mistake, it doesn't take him long to recover.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't. 53, Colin Bollinger is down pit lane, so he's going to pull off, get his pit stop done. Ooh, Bailey scraping the wall there on that high line.
I think this might be the final stop for the 53. So maybe he knows something everyone else doesn't.
Well, it goes back to the same thing we were talking about. Like, what do you do with this stage? Like, you made your pit stop before. You know how much fuel you have to make it to the end. Maybe get a plus a green-white checker. So, I mean, he's coming in about the right time. It's 30 laps, so he should have plenty of fuel to drive as hard as he wants and make it to the end. And
Yeah,
if a caution does come out, he's already been on pit lane. Maybe he stays out, takes the track position, gets up front, and races for a win here.
Yeah, I mean, that is quite possible. And you know for a fact these guys are going to have an eye on what he does with those fresh tires, because you're looking at Tristan and Burdick in the 51. They're dropping 32.64, 32.59, whereas the 53 of Colin Bollinger, when he is on with fresh tires, he's doing 32.31s, and that may end up going even quicker. So it'll be interesting to see, how quick he's able to get this thing up its temp and get everything else going on.
Well, we can just throw all that out the window. Almost. As we are under caution, let's see what happened here. Aaron Miller.
How many times have I ripped up notebook pages because of stuff like this? And he, again, it's that transition getting onto pit road, and he just nerfs it into the tire wall.
Well, I don't know that he was intentionally coming down pit lane, because he was just on pit lane before that.
Unless he had to serve a penalty. I mean, he was going slow enough on the bottom. I think he was trying to come in. Well, whatever the case is, he's now got a mangled front end on that thing. So, discount price on ice cream due to a bent carton. Now, the interesting thing is how many people are going to take the wave around.
Well, right now we've got John Osborne and Bradley Rivers, who are currently scored as the leaders. They pitted on lap 87 and 84.
Yeah, that's going to be a whale of a stretch on those two.
When you get a couple under caution, you're still going to have to stretch it.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a 2-to-1 caution to green. So you got to figure 3 laps of caution will give you about 6 green. I think that's still a little bit too far for my liking.
So, looks like Mueller. It looks like half of them here are going to try and go around. Yeah, Chapman, Bollinger, Mueller all going around and take that wave around. Osborne and Rivers, I don't know that they can make it. So, the driver that I'm questioning, how in the world, what his strategy might have been. Maybe he decided to get tires. Is Ryan McCall, because I would have thought with this caution he would have been set to go, wouldn't have to come down pit lane, but he came down pit lane, got those 4 fresh tires, so we'll see how that 90 machine is going to roll through the field here.
Yeah, that's a little interesting. That's probably his last set. I mean, everyone just took their last set of tires. So it now run what you brought.
Yeah.
for the next 27 laps. As the pace car will make the hard left-hand turn. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hey, this time it doesn't hit the sand barrels. Thank God. Yes, people, we aren't letting that go. Geico restart zone. 81 has left the building.
I mean, might as well see how far you can get out in front. Looked like he had a miscommunication with his spotter.
Chris Wright is in the
Whoa,
chat.
whoa, whoa. We are
Still green.
still green. Everybody went around. Halfway through the field. We are still green, though.
Yeah, a few people catching the wall up there.
And I'm pretty sure the driver who wanted that caution is the driver leading the race.
Yeah, he would have appreciated that one, but it seemed like everyone just kept it straight. I think there was a bit of contact there. I saw that 48 car end up pounding the inside wall, and I think someone else just went for a ride back there. But we're still going.
Everybody's sliding all over the place here on those cold tires.
Yeah, I think one of the cars we saw sideways earlier was that 47 car, because that thing has not been happy all race long.
No, he's been catching that outside wall, driving down the straightaway, especially in 3 and 4.
I don't know how he's got any right side sheet metal left on that thing.
He's making it work here. And Osborne's still driving away, so
Yeah, Tristan sent it in early on that restart just to try to see if he could close up any distance, and unfortunately just couldn't. But now I think he's going to start reeling that 81 car in, because he's rolling that bottom just like everyone else has off the start here. And the 81 with the older tires is trying to make the high line work. And I don't think that's going to be advantageous here.
back looking through the field here. Chapman's down on the bottom with Furtick. Oh, that's not Furtick, that's...
We scroll deeper into the field here as we go back up front. Again, Bailey trying to make that move stick.
Yeah, Bailey's had the dominant car all night. He's been almost able to put it wherever he wants, trying to get that rapid fire pizza machine in there. Rapid fire pizza, bringing you all the yellow flags as they roll through.
Yeah, and he just made that stick on the 81 car. I mean, I get the idea, the strategy for the 81, but it's not going to pan out here at the end of this. I mean, those tires are just too old to be doing this with.
Yeah, if he can get a late race caution here, he'll be okay. He'll still be able to finish inside that top 15 because he'll have the fresher tires and have a chance to work his way through the field.
Yeah, as we're rolling through here, I'm just checking in with the YouTube.com chat. Pete Walsh was telling us that 44 laps is a full fuel run. So, again, the numbers may be a little bit tight for some of these guys, you know, especially the 81 car.
And the 15 machine, he stayed out as well. He last pitted on lap 84. I don't believe there's a way he's going to make it to the end here on this fuel cycle. You have the 53 of Owen Bollinger trying to make his way up to the front with that Dr. Pepper Batman machine using that bottom.
And it's also good to see somebody in the chat actually understood the Harry Gant line I used earlier tonight. Yes, I like I said, I'm old. I've watched NASCAR now 35 seasons. I know Hanson here. So, yeah, it's good to know someone else actually gets it.
Chapman up there in that wall trying to make some ground here. Battling for 13th position with Boutwell as Boutwell hits the wall hard that time. He stays in front of the 25, but that was a hard hit there.
He hit it again coming off, too. How does he have any foam and sheet metal left on that right side? I mean, that thing's got to be almost reinforced with 2x4s.
15 coming down pit lane after staying out on that restart.
As often as that 47's been in the wall, must be wondering if he's using DW's old strategy when he was in Darlington with the 2x4s. You know, it seems so weird seeing the 47 decked out like that, but on a Ford. We've seen it on Chevrolet for so many years like that.
Well, this is going to be the battle for the win between Bailey and Furtick here.
Yeah, Bailey's been just so dominant, especially early to mid stage of the race. But the one thing I've noticed is that 51 car does come on late run. So this may still be a shootout yet.
On board here with the 51 machine. It looks like he got a little loose there.
Yeah, it sounded like it because it sounded, you heard that un. That's just feathering it to keep the back end underneath him because he's chasing that 9 car down.
Three-tenths of a second. 13 laps to go now. We're under caution.
And
Michael Carter sideways on the front stretch.
Oh, easy. There you go, buddy. This will change everything.
Well, the driver happy to see that is going to be the 81, John Osborne, because he's going to be able to come down and get fuel in that ride. See what happened here to Michael Carter.
Of course, this caution brought to you by Rapid Fire Pizza. And I think the 18 just gets...
Oh.
He got right reared by the 53.
53 had a run. The 18 didn't think he did.
Yeah, I think the 18 just tried to clear himself and slide up to get the run with the 53 and just misjudged it.
Take a look from the 53. It looked like the 18 just didn't quite decide that's what he was going to do.
Yeah, a little indecision can cause, well, that. As
So,
it seems like we have more pit stops. That's intriguing.
That is very intriguing, and we have drivers staying out. The 51 Chevy of Dwayne Furtick stays out. Anthony Ludi as well. Boutwell and Carter all stay out. They all pitted on lap 106, so I mean everybody should be good on fuel, plus these caution laps.
Unless they kept a set of tires. We don't know if everyone used their tires up, you know, through the normal pit stop cycle. Because some of these guys, I'm looking at Bailey, 14.5 seconds. Ryan Rose, 14.77. Those are 4-tire pit stop numbers. And it looked like Ryan McCall, who's now up 24 positions, just took on a splash of fuel.
Yeah, McCall's made a bunch of pit stops here, so they're going to choose where they want to be, and we will see this shootout happen here, because we're going to go green with 9 to go here from the 7th floor 201 at Homestead.
And the 9 car has taken the outside line. Watch what he can do here. I've got a feeling it won't take long for Tristan to get up to the front. But can Dwayne Furtick in the 51 hold him off?
Well, we've seen different strategies several times tonight, and the tires have not mattered so much in the short term.
Yeah, that's the big thing is short-term run. The 9 has fired off crazy well on the short term. It's the long term that the 51 car has been better. This may not work in the 51's favor. But yet again, there's also 4 cars in between them, so who knows? iRacing.com makes that hard left-hand turn. The Geico restart zone awaits. And Dwayne Furtick will fire off and clear everybody.
Yeah, we've seen that several times here. And that 9 is foot to the floor trying to get through traffic as he is on the bottom. And whoa,
who was that back there? Because I just saw a bunch of debris go flying.
That was Andrew Chapman, hard into that outside wall.
He's got something broke. I think he got turned into the fence.
Yeah, Andrew Chapman got turned, caught that outside wall hard. Boutwell is still making that outside line work, touching the wall, and still running P2. Anthony Ludi up there running third. Tristan Bailey driving that number 9 machine for all he can. 53 Toyota into the wall in the middle of 3 and 4.
Yeah, there's no saving anything now. It's, run what you got and bring it hard now. And Tristan ends up scraping the fence.
Justin Hendry down through the paved infield there.
Yeah, running below the apron, got a little bit loose and was able to save it as the 9's making the move here to try to get around Ludi in the 95. He's going to make that stick.
Yeah, Bailey goes down to the bottom, going to slide up in front of the 95, have his sights set on that 47 machine. Oh, it got turned.
Or not here. Oh, does he have it saved though?
He saved it.
But that's going to be his race. Oh, that's going to be heartbreak for the 9.
Not sure.
The 2 dominant cars this race, the 94 and the 9, have both run into issues.
Let's see if we can take a look here.
As we get ready to come to 4 to go.
Real quick.
As we get ready to come to 4 to go. The 9 tries the slide job. And
the 9 just got loose.
The 9 got wobbling. Wonder how much damage is done to the 95.
I don't know, but right now, it is all Dwayne Furtick in that Dell 51 Chevy as he comes to 3 to go here.
2.5 gap to the 47 car. Right now, he could just cruise. I mean, he's got that bottom hooked up, and he's got it pretty well dialed in, ready to go.
The battle here is going to be for that final podium spot. Ryan Rose, Colin Bollinger, John Osborne, Doug Denise, Kyle Diaz, all trying to battle there.
Yeah. 3-4 wide as we try to get through this. We got 2 laps to go.
Yeah, and the damage to that 95 has put him back into 8th, 9th place now as he's getting passed by the 15 of Bradley Rivers. But definitely not the race that he wanted as well.
No, it seemed like as the 58 there bounces off the fence.
Yeah, Ryan Rose looking to get another podium finish here to kick off the season.
As they're battling behind them. We got a little contact between the 58 and the 53. The popsicle sticks are down. Well, white flag is up. We got one more time from here in Homestead.
53 slides up in front of the 58. Bollinger trying to make his way to the podium finish. Ryan Rose trying to hang on, but he's going to have to do some work here as they get ready to come out of turn 3 and 4. Dwayne Burdick puts that 51 Dell Chevy in victory lane here in the 7-4 Crew 200 at Homestead as they are bouncing all over the place behind him. But 53.
What was that? What was that about? Looked like the 53 just hung dead left.
We can go back and take a look. Let's see.
Okay.
Hard battle in here.
Yeah, hard battle with the 58. I mean, clean here, clean here. I sound like Carol Waltrip talking about this. And the 58 just a little bit of contact. Okay, fine. And then the 53 just hooks it. Driver and owner of the 53 to the hauler post race. As Dwayne Furtick in the 51 Dell Logitech Chevrolet Camaro burns it down. We got a little bit of beef tonight. A little team celebration here, it looks like.
Southern Alliance Racing getting the victory.
Oh, the YouTube.com chat is lighting up after that one.
Well, let's see what we can do here. Get third place in the booth. I'll let you go ahead and talk to Colin here.
Hey, Colin, it's Shane up in the booth. You got a copy?
Oh, yes, sir.
First off, man, I was digging the paint scheme for the that you had here tonight with Batman on board with that Dr. Pepper car. Second off, how did this race end up going? Because there was a lot of different strategies that played out here tonight.
I mean, I guess I'm not exactly happy with the third. I mean, obviously it's still a great run, but I think we might have had a chance maybe to win. I think a couple guys said that they might have had the fuel saved before the caution came out. I think it was for a pit road incident, but I don't know. I mean, we were kind of short pitting and got into the pits first, and it was kind of helping us. We were kind of getting out a little bit, so I had it maybe time to where I might have been able to hold the lead around the end, but they might have had me, but I'm not sure. But then with the caution, we got a lap down and had to take a wave around, so that kind of messed us up. But we just had to fight back through the field, and I'm still happy with the P3.
Yeah. Did you have a chance at all to try to chase down the 47 and 51, or was it just too far gone with those two?
No, I think they made the right call. I think both of them stayed out, I believe, and their tires were still not too worn in, but like they were still at least had a cycle on them, and everybody that took tires there at the end, the first 2 laps we were sliding around and hitting each other, so we pretty much let them walk away. So that was a great call by them to keep the tires on while we took new tires.
Only other question I've got is, do you want to talk about what happened between you and the 58, or are we going to save that one for the hauler?
Nah, it ain't that big of a deal. I think he got into me off of 4 there, and we almost wrecked for the line. So after the race was over, I kind of just gave it back to him.
Gave it back to him, and I think both y'all are going to need a wrecker after that one.
Yeah, I got a headache. I got to get to the infield care center for sure.
They'll have some Excedrin waiting for you, I'm sure. Before we let you get to the care center, who do you guys think that helps you get it done at 53 here tonight?
Team Delusional. That's the team I race with in pretty much all my leagues, or at least I'm with. And Daniel Plant Smith. He actually makes all the cars that I run. So like the paint scheme that you like tonight, he made that, and he makes all my other schemes for majority of the leagues. So just gotta thank him and Team Delusional.
All right, man. Well, have fun. Enjoy this third place finish, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Oh,
Right.
at least he was honest about what happened.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
Going great, Mike. How are you?
Well, not too bad. We'll get to talk to you for the second time in 2 weeks. Not quite a win, but you still walked away with a podium finish here. But I have got to ask, how was that outside wall treating you coming off of 3 and 4?
It was definitely a devil's advocate because it was like you could rest your back bumper against it and be fine, but if you caught it just at the wrong angle, it'd kick you towards the inside wall where you're having to lift. It definitely wasn't the fastest way around the track for most, but felt like the only way me and my extremely wore out tires could do it.
Yeah, definitely looked like you made the right call staying out there. I saw you kind of brush the wall a few times, little hard contact here and there, but you're still able to bring home a P2. How does this look for you looking forward to the rest of the season as we get going here?
This race was definitely a huge momentum booster, even more so than last week. In practice, I was last in practice just about. I was half second off. Qualifying, I was a full second off, qualified 26th. And I was looking at this race going, man, I just can't figure out the car, can't figure out the track. It's been no good week. And I don't know, I found really good medium to long run speed and just worked it to my advantage. I could not do anything on cold tires, but once they had about 10 laps on them, I was flying.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, congrats on the P2 finish. Anybody you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Of course, I got to thank Rob Mooney, my teammate. He had a great run again tonight for him. He brought it home top 20. Our IC5 Motorsports team is looking strong this year. And of course, anybody needs to buy a vehicle, check out Jimmy Grande Ford, where it's a cool place to buy a truck.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again, and we look forward to maybe talking to you again next week.
Thank you.
All right. Dane, I will let you talk to our race winner.
Hey, Dwayne, it's Shane up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you loud and proud, my man. Hey,
Good deal.
you had a whale of a battle with Tristan in the 9 car. It seemed like you had more of a long run car than what he had for the short run. How were you able to hold off everybody right there at the end?
Well, I will say clean air is king. I needed clean air on my nose, but once I finally got it, smooth sailing from there.
Yeah, it seemed like you were able to actually wrap the bottom a lot more than everybody else. Did you even want to try to venture up towards the high side, or did you know that the bottom was going to be a lot more beneficial for you this race?
Great question. My preference all night was the bottom. It's very slick down there. Have to throttle play, but that was my preference, just to hug that white line, bottom line, and see where it leads me.
Well, it led you to victory lane, man. You definitely were putting on a show. You barely fell out of the top 6 all race long, and Now you're sitting in victory lane after a crazy little restart at the end there. So
Yeah.
before we let you get out of here to celebrate this one, the only other question I've got for you is next week is Legacy Atlanta, the tire chewing track. Any thoughts going into it?
Love it. Equalizer. Love it.
Oh, hey. All right. Well, who do you guys think on that 51 tonight that helps you get it done before we let you go?
Well, thank you. Yeah, number 51 Dell Logitech G Machine was awesome tonight. Would like to send huge congrats and thanks to my Southern Alliance Racing teammates, that being South, Ryan, and Justin. Incredible team. Team was put together right before the season. We're a small team, but with a little engine that could.
Well, you parked the engine in victory lane, man. Celebrate this one with the crew, and we'll see you next week at Atlanta.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
With that, let's bring up the race results here of the 7-4 crew. 201 from Homestead. Dwayne Freddick with the win. Boutwell with another podium finish. Colin Bollinger trying to hang on. Got a podium finish. Ryan Rose finished fourth. Doug Denise, John Osborne, Kyle Diaz, Bradley Rivers, Ryan McCall, and Kent Mueller all finished inside that top 10. Anthony Ludi, Tristan Bailey finished 11th and 12th after the late race run in. Kane Lee, Justin Hendry, and Michael Carter round out the top 15. Gary Nash, Aaron Miller, and Andrew Chapman, the top 18. We turn the page. Derek Catt, Rob Mooney with that top 20 finish. Dan Carnathan, Robert Roth, Michael York, Jeff Dillon, Matthew Crigo, Adam Boughton, Pete Walsh, Tyler Burton in 28th. 29th is Jonathan Cogswell, and Christopher Roth finishes in 30th. That will wrap up the race results here. Anything you want to close out with here, Shane, before we get going?
Well, after seeing this race, I can only imagine what the remainder of the season is going to be like for these guys. I've checked out the schedule. I am going to say this right now. This is not the last time we're going to see fireworks, and this is definitely not going to be the last time that we're going to see a close finish. With that being said, as we're up here in the Tony Trapazzo Memorial broadcast booth high above Homestead Miami Speedway, just remember, everybody, today, tomorrow, and every day as you walk down the road to life, please don't play in traffic. And until we meet again next week at Atlanta, take care.